Alright, everybody, welcome back. We're continuing where we left off. So all of you will make your way back to the diplomatic section. Carrie, you can get a glass of water. Of like, fresh, non-salty water. They will have some provided. It takes some little extra effort. You surface dwellers, and you're not liking salt in your water. I mean, so weird.
I wouldn't complain if they gave me salt water.
It would kill you. What the fuck?
I don't care.
One glass probably
Also,
would.
I don't think it's fair that Mads doesn't value her character. Can, we have some divine intervention, just, force her to make a new one at this rate? Because, I'm trying so hard to stay alive.
Listen, one of Carrie's flaws is that she's careless and foolhardy.
Mine is that I forget to sleep
I thought that was
sometimes.
one of Mads' flaws, but that's besides the point.
That's also Mads' flaw.
Alright. You can mix in your material. Are you going to use the recommended amount?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't fuck around with drugs the first time.
It's this kind
Especially
of
when you have no idea about it.
It's this kind of it looks like little almost powder of little sand or something. And you do notice that it is definitely heavier than the water, and you kind of have to slosh it around, kind of almost either shake it or stir it up to get it everywhere, and then you can kind of drink it down.
Yeah, down it immediately.
Okay. Can you give me first a Constitution saving throw? Start out with.
Yep.
Alright. There is something very wrong with the material you just drank, and it has you this kind of gag reaction at first when you swig it down, but you manage to hold it in. Follow that up please with a, let's see here, give me an intelligence save. Alright. And then follow that up with a secondary Constitution save. Okay.
Listen, my constitution's good.
Alright. Were you alone in your room when you were doing this? I just want to know.
Probably.
Okay. You take everything, and for a while there, you're alright. You know, you're just sitting around, and you're nothing's happening. And then, you hear something. Carrie.
What now?
I need your help. Garden needs some tending.
Do I recognize the voice?
You do. It's your father.
Oh no. Carrie's very confused because she left her father behind
But
years ago.
you're back home. In that cottage. But this is different than the one you remember. And everything seems so big. Carrie,
I guess I
go help your
I
father.
Shit. Fuck. Is that who I think it was?
There's a woman with long, dark hair, black as night, standing there. Some kind of strange airs about her. She's carrying a baby.
Carrie, go over and poke her.
What is it, honey?
Does she feel real?
It all feels real.
Fuck. She just hug her mom's legs.
Come on now, sweetie. You know what I always say to you. You gotta toughen up. It's a dark world. And know that I care for you deeply. But we all must be tough in these things. Though your father, he always knows how to get me. Shh. Go help him. I'm still working on dinner.
She nodded. Go help her dad.
You get to enjoy an afternoon helping your father in the small garden you had back in Urborg.
Is she tripping?
She's
Yeah.
She's tripping fucking balls, man, but this is depressing as shit. This is not a good drug. I've decided. I don't like this drug.
What are you gonna do with the rest?
I don't know.
Claude would be afraid of what would happen if he took that.
Kaz wants to do everything though.
an older man will call, "Why, hello there, young lady. What are you doing out here?" He's wearing like a top hat, has a cane, kind of a black suit, which seems very unusual for traveling around in swamplands of Urborg, but there are still a few noble families. Perhaps he's from one of them.
She just points at the garden.
What interesting countenance you have. Reminds me of someone I once knew.
Gary's very suspicious because she's always been suspicious. But just goes to find her dad.
Your dad?
Yeah, her dad. Yeah.
He's not to be seen right now. But your mother comes to the door. "Carrie, tell your father it's time for..." "Carrie, go inside."
Yep. She goes inside.
Everything kind of begins to fade away then. Because you remember that day. It was the last day you saw your mother.
Yep. I'm now upset. I'm gonna put the drugs in my bag as bad drugs.
How is there blood in there?
What?
Huh?
What?
I'm
What?
guessing it has something to do with a game.
Blood cow?
A river.
Not a blood cow, no, there's...
Blood cow.
Blood cow.
The
Stop-
metalist
stop.
of cows.
I do have a
blood
liquid
cow.
death cow.
Liquid. What?
Don't think about it too hard.
But Carrion, it's
Yeah.
not over.
Oh no.
Because as things kind of fade, you find yourself in a dark room with some strange chanting.
Say that 10 times fast.
Can you give me a perception?
I can try.
Alright. You notice something unusual here. You begin to your eyes begin to adjust to this darkness. You're in a circle of candles with strange men in dark robes all around you. There's something written below you. It's in some kind of paint. You can't tell what it is. But you also then notice your father talking to a robed man in the back. And you swear for some reason you can hear their conversation. As if it was right next to you. She knows nothing of this. It's not her fault that her blood is too strong. And that my blood is too strong, too. We must do the ritual. It is for her own good. It is the only way to prevent them from finding her. I don't like it. It will scar her. Don't think she'll ever be right again. I love her too much, but if it keeps her safe. And then you just hear the chanting more. As everything fades. And you find yourself standing in the same place you were just seconds ago. Your eyes hurt. You will blink and find that they are completely dry. As if you had just had your eyes wide open the entire time.
I've seen some things.
I'm gonna pick up the little bag that was probably left on a table and shove it so far in my backpack that I'm never gonna find it again. And then I'm gonna curl up and cry myself to sleep.
Great. Fun evening for Carrie.
I am now that how fucked up is fucked up. That's fucked up. We're all fucked up now, and it sucks.
I love you, Carl. You're so cute, Carl.
Anyway. Alright, the evening will pass. And a couple of days will pass by. With you just finding your way around the area. Just doing what you can do. Carrie seemingly having encountered something just deep. Trying to make sense of two scenes in her mind. Just hard to tell what they actually mean. But surviving.
On the upside, Carrie, I'm going to totally tell you what it's like to have sex with a mermaid.
Listen, if you think Carrie even cares about that, you're wrong.
It might take your mind off.
Nope, she's fucked up.
So, after some time, though, a message will come for noon. While you're having dinner the one day. Ah, excellent. Well, it seems like, our meeting with the, Emperor is arranged. He's arrived.
Ah. When are we going?
Tomorrow. Seems that he's just recently arrived in the city and, well...
Is he angry at you?
Let me just see here. No, it's not that. I just wanted to, what's a great way of, It seems that he's here on some other kind of business himself. So we have to be careful, for one thing. Emperor Mihai is visiting with, his daughters.
Is there anything we should know before we meet with the Emperor?
Like the last time we met with a powerful figure that had a daughter.
Well, I mean, these daughters are young, impressionable, but seem fine. I've never met them.
All right.
So,
Is there any courtesies that we should know about? Any customs?
kind of hard to pull off in our physical bodies that we are now. I could attempt to make it easier for us.
What about my alternative body?
Well, just try holding your head down. Don't look directly at the Emperor until you are spoken to. Though it's a lot less, we don't have to worry as much anymore, as the Emperor is not the end-all, be-all of power within the Vodalian Empire as it is now. Currently, as it holds. But unfortunately, he still does hold some power.
Well, that's good, isn't it? We wanted to meet with a powerful figure.
I mean, again, his job is more representative of the Empire as a whole.
He's more of a figurehead.
The Council is now in true power.
Okay. I understand now.
But he still holds much sway. And if he called on the Council for assistance in anything, they would be willing to listen. But we must be careful, though, and from what I hear, keep an eye out for Vessalisa, one of his two daughters. She won't say much, but she's probably one of the smartest of her kind.
What kind of smart? Smart as in politically circumnavigating, stab you in the back kind of smart, or smart as in, like, smart like I'm smart?
Probably both.
Oh, God. That's terrifying.
And try to be very nice to young Marja. She is the younger of the two, and quite nice to most folks, I hear tell of. But if you would insult her, you certainly would get into bad standings with her older sibling.
Good to know.
Anyway.
I'm assuming just like with the Emperor, we shouldn't speak to them unless they speak to us.
The way it works, you probably don't have to necessarily worry about that nowadays. Again, like, it's old tradition to keep your head down, so to say. It's not that you actually necessarily need to.
It's more respect.
Well, yes. Old respect for the old ways and how the royal family has always taken care of Vidalia. Anyway, let's, I think other than that, do you know all the things that you intended to inquire with him? Do you want me to just speak, or would you wish to do some speaking yourselves?
Can we just go over
blend of
again?
both?
Yes, that's good. Can we also go over again so that we're all on the same page about what we want? A refresher. It's been a long few weeks.
The only thing I thought we wanted was access to the library down here.
Where was that? We also wanted to set up a trade thing on behalf of, I can't remember his name. He's the one who owns the submarine.
Oh, yes.
Of Mr. Iron.
Iron.
Yes.
Yeah, we've got quite a bit to do, actually, in terms of convincing this person.
Iron
Because that was our payment to Iron for getting us down here.
I got Carl.
Great. Well done. Who's Carl?
I show Kaz my little blue coral.
Wonderful.
Is that
You
meant
can
for a
have
gift to the Emperor?
No, it's a gift to Kaz.
Oh, to me?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Now,
I'll take it.
what are we supposed to do again?
Stand there and look brave.
And don't look him in the eye. Keep your head down.
But looking people in the eye is a sign of I'm strong, and I am strong.
Well, unfortunately, Wintress, there's a cultural difference here that we do need to respect, lest we get beheaded.
Also, it can be a sign of a threat.
I'm going to stare Max in his empty sockets. And just stare.
He doesn't blink.
Yeah, I don't. I kind of just look around. I'm like... And I kind of give her like an odd expression. Or something you're trying to tell me?
Odd as you possibly can.
Yeah, given the lack of eyebrows. Lindsay!
I mean, I think the only expression you could really do is like stick your tongue out at her.
Oh yeah, that's fair. I feel like she'd probably like throw it away.
Or open your jaw.
Alright, see you, Lindsay. Good talk.
Is there anything else that we need to talk to the Emperor about, other than your business, Nim?
Oh, didn't you want to arrange for possible travel to Dominaria under the sea?
Yes,
Yes.
I mentioned that, the library.
Yes, the
But there's
library.
also a library here, on Slinvota's back.
Okay, so that too. So both things. The library here and Tolarian under the sea.
Yes,
You think
apparently on the back of a giant war Leviathan, it's a great place to store things of value.
Eh.
Makes sense. Most people, and especially with the military presence here.
Yeah,
I don't think they know anything about shadow magic, right?
Weren't you looking into that kind of thing? There's different types of shadow magic, apparently. I thought we learned that from Iron.
Yes.
Yes,
talked about
We
that.
did, but I suppose more knowledge from a different library wouldn't hurt, or at least for those educated about the tricks of the trade.
Also,
Yeah.
probably Tolarian under the sea would be a good place to delve into that.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, because we gotta find that weird. We gotta find out what that weirdo who.
So
tried
we
to
must
murder us-
arrange use of the Vodalian teleportation network.
They have a teleportation network?
What?
Yeah, do tell.
Oh.
This is news to us, Nim.
Unfortunately, it's both a very big secret and not a secret, so to say.
Okay.
The old Vodalian Empire, the reason why... If you ever hear the legends of their old days, thousands of years ago, when it fell, the reason why it survived is they escaped to this region. But they didn't escape by swimming here. Traveled through a gateway that connected them. They've retained that network in some degrees. There does happen to be one on the back of this beast, and in a number of important places. I believe Dominaria Under the Sea was supposed to have gained one. A trade deal.
Yeah, we could. That would be useful. That would be helpful.
It would... Non-merfolk rarely are given permission to use it. Even I haven't actually gained permission to use it ever.
Then why bring it up if we're not going to be able to use it?
I didn't say we weren't able to. I said rarely.
Yeah, right. We'll give it a shot then.
So you never told us, Nim, what is your business with the Emperor?
Oh, I don't really have any business. I was just going to say hi.
Oh,
I mean, I could have continued on my journey, but this entire deal that you needed to travel and find information out and wanted to visit all these places, it was an excuse to say hi to an old friend.
okay. I wasn't sure if you had specific things.
Oh, no. No, probably not. I don't think I'm forgetting anything.
You gave away his pearl. You want to tell him about that?
I should...
Get another one?
Getting another one's not so easy to trade deal. I could try.
I mean, it's your pearl. Well, technically it's a dragon's now.
Very true. Very true. Well, we should prepare ourselves. Tomorrow, we meet.
Huh.
All right.
I am going to give Kaz, Max, and Wintress 5 gold
5 gold.
each. Yes,
What's with the sudden hints of generosity?
it's what was left after of my payday.
You gave me money? You know I'm just gonna spend this on Carrion, right?
Can I go for the
you.
handshake for Claude, and I said, "Thank you, my friend.
Of course.
I'll try to help you out as usual."
Sorry there wasn't more to go around. I had some fun.
I'm just grateful that we're fortunate enough to receive your blessing, my friend.
Also,
But,
I've
like-
learned how merfolk mate. Quite interesting.
Care to share more about that?
You don't have to.
Yeah, it's your prerogative, but
It's I'm gonna say it's nothing special because I'm gonna go by D&D rules and they're semi-compatible with the surface
Okay.
dwellers. Turns
Thanks.
out,
I don't want to have to go into
Turns
a
out
whole
it goes.
biology.
It's less fish down there than you'd think.
Okay.
Thanks for not making me go into a full biology rant like I'm known to do.
I will pass on that information.
I don't think Claude can give anyone his blessing because Claude is like kind of sketchy and evil. Like, look at him.
I am not evil.
Did you call him evil?
Unholy, maybe a little more accurate.
That I can't help.
Yeah, it's not your fault.
Isn't
Right.
that what evil means?
No.
Far from it. Evil means
He's
you're
not like
bad of character.
mentally evil. He's just physically evil.
Well, if you're saying because of my nature I'm evil, also unfortunately include Maxwell, would it not?
And meat for some people.
You're just fiery.
How can a body be physically evil? Wouldn't they would have to have something sharp to cause some form of malice or pain?
Claude turns into a gray demon. I don't know if that keeps him from being.
Carrie is a demon, though.
Carrie is a demon. By that logic, she's as evil as us.
Carrion's a nice demon, okay? You
Well,
can't just call
so
her
are
the
we.
D word like
Maxwell's
that.
a nice skeleton and Claude's a nice... It varies.
Whatever I am that day, yes.
He's also just kind of stinky sometimes.
Your logic
I'm
offends
worse.
me, Wintress.
Huh?
Your logic offends me.
And I just gave you 5 gold.
It's not my gold, it's Carrie's gold.
It's your gold. You can keep
You hear
the
that,
gold.
Claude?
Carrie
What am
got
I
to
gonna
spend
use it
some of
for?
the gold.
What am I gonna use it for?
Whatever you
Protection?
want. Nice
Whatever
shoes.
you want?
I already bought Kaz a gift. I can't buy him another gift.
No, use it on your own stuff. Buy
Well, if
something
you're not
nice
going
for
to use it,
yourself.
Wintress, why not give it back to Claude? I'm sure he can make good use of it.
But Claude's kind of stinky, like I just said.
I kind of look at Claude, and I'm just like, you see the kind of people we're dealing with?
And you're weird with your silver tongue. It's kind of off-putting sometimes, but I don't really say anything because I'm nice.
To be fair, you'd be weird too if you were a genetic experiment, like myself.
It's true.
And
no,
me.
No. Genetic is a word you wouldn't know.
Sorry. Is that not in this?
A magical experiment.
Magical.
experiment, yeah.
I keep forgetting.
Yes. The closest thing to a genetic experiment is Claude.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair
You're
enough.
just bones.
Magical experiment. Magical.
You're just
I keep
bones.
You just got boned.
You just got boned?
But
That was awful. I apologize to everyone.
Yeah, that was real weird, dude.
But I guess if like not looking at this king dude will make y'all happy, I won't look at him.
It's respectful.
I mean, it's your prerogative, but don't expect us to say that we know you
it's respectful
if
to
you don't
stare
listen
him
to
in
her.
the eye and challenge him to a duel to the death, and then
Oh,
win
it's
and
so
stomp
not
him.
respectful. Oh my god, that's so not respectful. In like most places.
That's not even respectful in core culture.
No,
Where
it's
the
not.
hell did you learn that?
Carrie.
Perhaps Wintress should go in after us and say we aren't associated with her.
Perhaps Winter should stay in the hotel.
I learned a
Perhaps.
lot of things from Carrie, like how you shouldn't burn down a library just because one book was missing a page.
Yeah!
I would
Perhaps
agree
you
with
should
that.
seek better role models, mayhaps.
See, that would be the definition of evil.
Burning down a random library is not a great thing to do. Well, evil's subjective. It's all subjective. Some would consider me evil because I'm a pyromaniacal goblin.
But he's my second best friend. You are, Cass.
Thanks, I think.
You're
Despite
like,
the raging nature of fire, there's still some semblance of harmony to be found within it.
Well, that's not
he's
if you do
just
it
chaotic.
right. Ooh. That's how I was raised. When you
I appreciate you for your honesty.
listen, we were all, as far as I know, none of us had what would probably be considered a normal upbringing, or not
I
upbringing.
rose up pretty normal.
Based on how you're acting, I'm not sure I believe that.
I mean, like, I had
As
brothers.
though, Wintress is probably the most known.
I grew up fighting everyone.
I also did.
Not fighting, more like training. I trained my entire childhood. Is that normal?
It's all relative.
That's the thing, it's
For all-
all relative.
For all we know, it could be normal in your culture.
Yeah, so like it's relative that the Bone Man is evil to me, right?
Well, do you think he's evil? Does he act
No.
evil? Then he's not evil.
Okay.
This is one instance where heuristical thinking actually works in my favor.
Is he acting evil? No. Is he
Oh,
evil? Yes.
Max, sometime before tomorrow, I'd like to have a private discussion.
Sounds good, my friend.
Dying.
Okay, logical fallacies aside. Shall we?
Mr. Maxwell?
Yes, that's me.
There's a visitor for you.
Oh? Who is it?
Did your date go that well?
Girl, it's the merfolk.
Oh, yes.
Everyone act
I saw
natural.
my clothing, right? We're underwater, right?
No.
No, we're in the.
No.
We're not working our like the.
Oh,
common
I
area.
take my clothing out of the bag of holding. I put my mask and everything on.
Uh-huh.
Because I assume I was
Were
still
you
in
just
like my...
were you naked?
No, I
we've
was in my
been
mer
in the
gear.
hotel for a while now.
All right,
Right.
everyone act natural. We want to make a good impression.
Okay, my
Um,
regal clothing is on.
So, like, she'll be let inside. Ooh. Ah. Ooh. This is funny. Ah. Hello!
Does she grow legs in the land?
It is
no.
Otula, right?
It's, Lotula, yeah.
Okay. Otula, fancy seeing you here.
She's making pretty decent movements around. It's kind of like this weird line of, like, wiggle of the tail.
Uh-huh.
It tickles-
Otula, who is that company you brought with you?
There's a new guest who has
No,
a.
no, her wiggling around tickles her tail.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting. It must be strange for moving around on, I guess, dry land, right?
It's less the moving around and more that, the breathing around in here. I always heard that we are able to breathe your air just as well as we breathe under the water, but I never tried it.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, for those of us with lungs, it's pretty refreshing. But for someone in my position, it's a little different.
Oh,
It's also a bit more subtle for some of us.
you probably don't recognize me because I'm not in my other form, but
It's your grandfather.
Oh, you're the one that can change forms, right?
yes.
Max
Yes,
told me
exactly
about
him.
you. Yeah, that you look like my grandfather when you're a merfolk. Neat.
Yes. Not intentional.
Neat. Who are your other friends, Maxwell? I haven't met all of them.
Brace yourself because some of them are
Wise.
quite eccentric.
They're very interesting looking.
On my left, I have Wintress.
Hi, pretty lady.
Your skin is very white.
And it's kind of blue in some spots too. Like, look.
That's
There's
neat.
blue stripes. I know. You're neat.
Thank you.
Bless her innocence. And over here to my right is Carrion.
That's an interesting name.
It sure is. I'm pretty sure it
picked out
means.
myself.
Oh, you gave that to yourself? Ooh.
Yeah.
You want to be tough?
No.
She has
give
quite
you
an
this-
interesting
she'll give
family
you this-
tree.
She'll give you this smile that just is a little creepy because she has like the sharp fangs.
She's so cool.
Who else is here? Nim is here, right?
Oh,
Yes.
he left.
Oh.
Is there anyone else in the room aside from our party?
The scholar, Joda's in the back, and
Jerks in the back, got it.
Tanab is there too.
Nah, fuck him.
Who's the other one? I know Joda. They were like the cool one on the boat, right?
Janab is the one I struck out with.
Yeah, Tanab.
Oh, the buff guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wasn't really involved in that aside from playing the loot, so I was kind of lost.
Yeah, don't worry.
The unhappy buff guy.
The married, unhappy buff guy.
Yes. Who you definitely get the feeling doesn't really want to be here.
Yeah. And there's a few friends in the back, but I know these are my traveling companions and good buddies for the most part.
Hello, Radiant. How are you? Kazrin.
Good to see you again.
So, what do you do around here? You said I could come and visit.
Yeah,
We sit.
we're kind of in the middle of like a discussion, which you're welcome to join as to
Ooh.
what. Yeah, we're planning to talk to the what was it, the Emperor? Everyone?
Yeah, we're going to
Oh.
talk to the Emperor.
You got a meeting with the Emperor? He's in town?
we sure do.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's amazing. I have only seen the Emperor once, and it was a military procession celebrating a one of our big anniversaries. The
You're welcome to join us if you want.
lovely. This is an unusual. Ooh, I'm sitting on my tail.
It's
This actually works surprisingly well. But you have those, what do you call them? You don't have tails, you have,
Legs.
No. The thing you sit
Butts?
on. Butts.
we sit on butts.
Butts.
Asses.
Well,
Yes,
most of us
and
do it
cheekbones in my case.
You
Mostly
don't even
asses.
need
You're
to
right.
sit, you pile of bones.
It's a little uncomfortable, but I think I can make do. I'm just not used to being, so... heavy? How do you deal with it?
Oh, you
We
know,
were
gravity
born
has
with
its own
it.
way of working.
Every once in a while, I just make one of my constructs and just sit on it while it walks around for me.
Huh.
I think it's just like we're not used to being underwater and buoyant like you are.
Oh,
reverse
right.
is for
Well,
you.
I mean, I think I'm pretty good in comparison to most. It's you know, my normal training regimen.
Oh, you train?
Oh yes. Did your your friends talk to you about me at all?
Probably a little.
A little bit.
Well, my father taught me some fighting techniques, because though I wasn't going to follow in his footsteps, I didn't really feel like going into the knighthood. I did want to still learn some of his techniques.
Oh. Do you have like a weapon or anything you trained with?
Not particular. I'm okay with the trident, I think.
The trident. Is it just like hand to hand?
No, I'm really trained at that either. A little bit here and there.
What type of training? Evasive maneuvers or?
Oh, a little bit of everything. Little bit.
And the
of combat.
magic?
Yeah, of course.
What type of magic?
You're magical.
Several of us are actually pretty skilled at that.
Just simple like attack tactics. I mean, our family follows through for a very long line of those that are in service to Saloon. And so, though I'm not a priestess, there are those of us that bond with the spirits of the Pearl Moon.
The Pearl Moon?
Well, Saloon's the goddess of the Pearl Moon.
It's cool. I'm unaware of the merfolk culture, but it sounds intriguing.
There aren't as many of us anymore. Saloon's worship has been sporadic at most over the last couple of thousand years, let me tell you that. But
Can we do like a religion check to see if
Sure.
we know about Saloon?
yeah,
Can we work together?
It's like, I know about Saloon. I'm not sure.
I don't know, Jack.
Kaz knows
Kaz
so
has-
much about
Knows about
Saloon.
Saloon.
This man's
Fucking
culture.
hell.
Kaz,
Woof.
one time in Shiv, you met a traveler when you were working at the docks that was a merfolk traveling on land, who was going by like boats to places to visit different lands. He said he was a servant of the Saloon and a member of the Society of the Conch, those that travel the world and try to understand the ways of Saloon through the way she manifests in other cultures. You know that it's an ancient religion. Again, much more on the outskirts now, probably. There isn't like a centralized religion of the Vodalian Empire anymore. But it dates back to the original empire.
There are some parts of Saloon that some might frown upon. Apparently, she did create werewolves in some myths.
Yeah.
Don't know if that's a Dominaria thing.
Let's see here.
Are there werewolves in Dominaria?
Not many.
Oh. Can Kaz become a werewolf? Because that'd be pretty cool.
I don't
mean,
know where
Magic-
they're located, because like
In
the
Magic
last...
the Gathering in general, there is.
Yeah.
Yes, I have one of the flip cards.
Yes. I think it's like there were some in... I can't remember the Homelands world now. There's werewolves there, and there are some in Dominaria, but they're very rare. Because I think Legends was the last time they actually referenced them, I believe.
Got it. Okay. I know that wherever Avacyn is a thing, they have werewolves.
Yeah, that's Innistrad.
Innistrad. They got werewolves.
Okay, greater werewolves are present in Dominaria. They can find the upper regions of Upper Vindenth. During the Ice Age, there were some in Terrasai, because there was enough ice sheets that they could move from there. Let me open up the goddamn map, and then I can actually reference that properly. I keep forgetting that sometimes I need this open for our sessions. The world map. Vindenth. Oh, there it is. Vindenth is like a couple thousand miles to the east of Shiv, but at that kind of level.
Okay.
Then again, Dominaria is a very north-aligned world, I would definitely say.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
Everything is north.
Like, The farthest south is either Sarpadia, which is overrun, or Jamora's kind of like on the equator, kind of like continent. Their equator. But anyway, so there are werewolves.
Yeah, I know about Salune, essentially, is where this conversation has led.
Yes.
Do you salute Salune?
No. There is no gods, only Kazarin.
He is his own god.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So I learned a few tricks or two. If you wanted to go by stats, she is a merfolk that is a Hexblade Warlock.
Hey,
Ooh,
Warlock!
rad.
Yes.
Oh wait, she made a deal with something then. She's a warlock, right?
The Pearl Moon.
Yeah.
Ah, makes sense. That's cool.
It functions as a Celestial. So if you're looking, it's like the Celestial pack.
Okay, I wasn't sure if she was going
Yes.
infernal.
No, it'd be the Celestial pack. Can't remember that's in the expanded
That's
one.
Xanathar's Guide to Everything, the Celestial Warlock.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I knew there. I forget which book it was in, but that's which.
Go
I've-
Warlock buddies.
Mhm.
I've read through Xanathar's Guide several times. Whew.
You made a pact with a much nicer person.
Oh God, yes. Uh-huh.
Mine's more neutral.
Yes. So, is this what you came here for, or are you?
We are looking to go to the library and Tulari Under the Sea.
Oh. Well, it's the library. I might be able to help you with that one.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah. Maxwell's such a nice guy. I mean,
I put my hand on my chest as she says that.
Yeah.
Because
Well-
my best friend loves to read, so we went down here so she can read. Because she likes to read. I want her to read, because that's what she likes to do.
Well, my mother was a pretty ranking member of the Volsch caste, and she actually worked at the library.
Wow.
I might be able to... If you're going to talk to the Emperor, I could maybe come along and I could offer to escort you there. Having someone escort you means that less likely you'll get in trouble.
That's good. Lower chance of getting in trouble is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Well, great. When are we leaving?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
I'll show up in the morning then.
Wonderful. Would you like us to leave you and Claude alone for a while to talk?
I mean,
Yes. I had to think about that. Wait, am I going underwater?
I mean, she's right here with you, so probably.
Okay, well,
not.
I didn't know if we were going back out because I wanted to actually keep my robes on for once.
If you wanted
Because I'm
to-
tired of using that stupid Zora gear. Ugh.
If you want to like take your shirt off, I mean, you could. Could, but
I could try to adjust one of the chairs so it's more comfortable for Otula to sit on.
That would be great.
Tinker's tools.
okay.
wanna make it-
Probably like either like padding and or like making it kind of like an angled chair to lean on or something, because
What about a tail hole? Is that like a thing?
that really wouldn't work, because then she'd just be sitting on her tail.
Yeah, it's
She
more
doesn't
like
have legs.
She doesn't
just has
have a
tail.
lower body that's not a
Oh.
tail.
thought-
essentially what
really?
I'm gonna do is create like a thing like this so that the tail has like space to move under. So that way it's not just sitting on it. It's like levels to a chair.
I was thinking almost like a lounge seat.
Yeah,
Should also
exactly.
work.
Why?
Just let her lay down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm making a chair better.
You're making a chair better for her. So, why don't you tell me some of those stories, Maxwell?
Well, I gather everyone round.
Uh-huh.
So, one of our greatest tales was that of our employer taking us to meet a dragon. And this was quite the journey to get there. Didn't we have to deal with some sort of sulfur river or something like that?
We went down a river that occasionally lights itself on fire.
And Carrion almost drowned.
Okay, almost
Yes,
drowned in
it's
2
true.
feet of water.
Yeah.
I forgot you almost drowned in 2 feet
I
of
did
water.
too, actually.
Yeah.
But you don't drown.
You can't drown.
You're like, oh yeah.
So there was the
Oh,
sulfur
too soon, I
river.
couldn't.
We
Harry likes to drown.
went to a town. We
I don't
The
think she
lovely
likes you. I think it just
studded
happens.
horns that you see Carrion that she has now were part of that adventure to the town.
Why does she have horns?
She's a demon. It's a racial thing.
Like you have tails, she has horns.
Exactly.
Like we have legs, she has horns.
What's a demon?
Demon is a...
Demon's like human but red.
That's a very simple way of putting it, and probably disrespectful to demon kind, so how about Carrion explains it?
Devils are red, demons are not, in magic lore. Demons are usually like black mana based. Devils are red mana based.
Okay, okay. We're getting to the semantic side. Devils and demons are same thing in my head.
Carrion,
Devils
how
are
would you
lawful evil,
describe
demons are
the
chaotic.
demon race?
I'm
I
not
know
the
the
person you should be asking. I'm actually gonna go to bed.
I
Well,
want to come
man.
with Carrie.
Woman
Perhaps-
with white skin. Demon. Tiny man.
Goblin.
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 And human? But can also not be human?
Changeling.
Yes, I can be many things. Here, watch. I'll
You're
switch
gonna
to a
roll a
couple.
number and see which one you get?
Oh no, I'll switch to a couple. I'll switch to a couple forms, and one of them will be the Minotaur for the hell of it.
That one's actually relevant to the horn thing, too, because you were a Minotaur when you were, like, talking to someone there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And this is
That'll
one of the
be
many
fun.
forms Claude used to help us get a good bargain.
Can you roll me a wisdom save, Claude?
Oh god.
Monkass.
Fail.
Oh fuck.
You're switching through a few forms, and all of a sudden, Claude transforms in what to be looks like a horrible being of living shadow.
This is
Claude,
new.
don't scare the nice lady.
All there's is like red eyes that you can kind of see on this like shadowy form that kind of wisps.
Do I still have control over myself?
This is new. you everything seems weird to you now, as if it's like muted out. The world around you is like different. You can sort of hear everybody, but like it's just like the colors muted. Everything's kind of fuzzy and hazy. And there's this kind of
I'm
like almost like
ethereal.
darkness like all around you that seems to be like almost creeping in constantly, but never like quite getting to you. You feel as though like there's like shadows literally like coming down upon you in like the creepiest of ways.
I'm going to try to go back to human now.
Can I try to help? I wanted to actually try something cool.
Okay. You try to interact with him, and you pass through him.
Can I try magic on him?
What do you want to cast on him?
I want to try to cast Charm Person.
Okay.
Okay. I cast Charm Person while I also play my lute to try and, like, calm him down and, like,
Maxwell's
get him to hear me.
doing something. You think he's playing music, but it's like instead of the jaunty tune of do 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 do, it's do 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 do. So it's like just creepy.
Normally play better, Max.
This like raspy voice that sounds like normally you play better, Max.
And normally you don't sound like a chain smoker. Does charm person work, or does he have to do a defending roll? Because it sounds like it's
have
a
to
willing
make a charisma save. You can make a charisma save with advantage.
Okay. I just clicked the charisma thing.
Well, yeah, he makes
No,
it.
I have to make it.
Oh,
No, yeah,
okay.
he makes it. He resists. He would resist it with either roll. After like a bit, though, you can change yourself back, and you feel as though like you like enter into like this like border of the world. Like as you're changing back, everything washes over you, and like the color returns.
That was creepy.
That was kind of fucked up.
Are you okay, Claude?
Yeah,
I
I
don't
hope
remember seeing
doesn't-
that form.
Neither do I.
The lot of you who are there would seem that part of that seemed very familiar.
I was like Rydalton on the ship.
It was similar to his.
Is
It
Maxwell
seemed like
cognizant of
it-
all of Claude's forms, by the way?
No. Well, he also
Okay.
said he got some new ones. You're familiar with all his old forms.
How many new ones did you get? Or actually, that can still be a mystery. That's fine.
A lot.
Okay.
He like tripled his forms.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I don't know all of them.
I'll
Something like that
try
is
to
very unusual. Like what he just went into.
Yeah. That one's not on my list.
I'll try to help you snap out of that the best I can next time that happens. Sorry it didn't work too well.
That was really odd.
Do you feel okay at all, aside from the weirdness?
I still felt myself, but everything looked very different.
Ugh.
Hell of a first
Um,
impression.
Yeah. Anyway, Otula, sorry about that. We were just getting to the next good part of the story, where we met some very interesting mountain folk who taught us to play a very, very interesting instrument.
The Orton.
Oh!
The Ordnan.
Why don't you show off some of your instruments? I hear that there's some interesting, like, instruments that use air.
Well, thankfully we have you covered. I whip
Oh, he
out
was
my
just
lute.
playing one of them.
Yeah, I whip out my lute and I kind of look at Claude, being like,
I'll pull out my pan flute and I'll try to help.
Like,
None
she's
of us-
probably more interested in the pan flute because there's probably at least something vaguely equivalent to, like a string instrument is still would, like, work underwater,
Yeah.
not very well. Like,
Right.
you just can't do a flute the same way.
none of you guys play instruments, right?
Princess is proficient in the pan flute.
Do you own a pan flute, though?
No. I'm not even there. Me and Carrie went to bed, I think.
Yeah,
No, it was just Carrie. Oh, you followed her?
she always follows.
Kazrin doesn't play anything, right?
No, I just
You can do
fixed shit.
percussion, right?
He plays the
Um,
Percussion.
Define a percussion.
You know,
Banging on things.
Does
Yeah.
really loud bangs count?
what if
as-
you use your turret? That should make like a metal like thing, kind of like how people do
Don't
like the
beat
little
on his turret.
paint glasses with like
I
the
could- So here's the thing. Yes, I could create a turret for percussion. I would also destroy a wall.
Perhaps let's stick to the string and woodwind, shall we?
Each of you
Alright.
make a performance check.
Hey, my dude, I love these. Hold on. Performance.
I think
Oh,
you-
dude, I fucking kill it.
Yeah. You make up for the awfulness of the pan flute to make it at least a decent musical interlude.
I've been rolling crap tonight.
Does
I
the
don't-
pan flute survive the performance?
It does. It's not that bad, fortunately.
Okay.
How loud is this performance?
Not so loud that it would disturb the other people in other rooms. There is
Good.
definitely like the person that would probably disturb is Leyland, because Leyland's room is in between all of your rooms and the cafeteria kind of area.
So what happened with the Ordnance thing was that I tried to play it, but you already know my physical capabilities.
You suck!
Who's saying that? Leyland?
Glebe.
No, that was
Glebe. The Goblin Cook.
The Goblin Cook, okay. So we...
Get real job!
God damn!
That gallery aside, our
Real
performance
job!
with the Ordnance was a little bit frustrating on my end, given my lack of, lips.
And lungs.
And lungs.
Then
Claud, on
get
the other
lungs!
hand, was able to somewhat impress from memory. And the townsfolk let us in. It was great. And then little did we know that
Remove
normally
from cat! Then you have lungs!
they killed the people entering the town, but we were one of the lucky ones. And then out of nowhere, out of the blue, the townsfolk spoke to us in a very gruff voice saying, "All right, there's the dragon coming by." And then it swooped down from the heavens, or should I say from the depths of hell itself. And we what was the names of the thing again?
Heart of the Volcano.
And it was known as the Heart of the Volcano. We spoke to it with great gumption. Some of us trembled in fear. Some of us ran to seek our employer. But we stood steadfast in our tenacity. And we talked to the dragon. And eventually, it told us to seek it out at the mountain. And so we did. And we brought our employer with him. And we lived to see the light of day because of his great charisma. And we also found out that he slept with the dragon's kid. Or his daughter.
God.
Wanted to.
Wanted to.
Yeah, they weren't compatible.
Right,
Wanted to drag them
exactly.
together.
That was the important part.
That's an interesting story.
It's completely true.
Our
It is
employer has
absolutely
seduced
true.
many.
We lived to tell the tale. We could have died like 5 times on the way there. And someone almost did by drowning in 2 feet of water.
Oh! I keep forgetting that without your mask, most of you can drown in water.
I'd imagine a super hot volcanic area would probably be bad for merfolk by comparison,
Well, I mean,
given the humidity.
we at least can we can at least go both on land and water. I mean, that might help.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. What other fun adventures did we have? We were on a boat, and a
We were on
shadow creature attacked
several.
us.
You mean your friend Claude?
No, an entirely different one named
A
Dracovin.
different person entirely. Claude would never hurt
That
us.
was really weird and kind of terrifying.
To be fair, that's news to us, Otula. We've
Yeah, that
never
was-
seen that form of him.
It was very new.
Are you all right? Did you see that? Did it haunt your nightmare or something?
I think it's part of me.
Ugh. I'm
To be fair, I'm not very perfect myself either, as I take off the mask and show the silver tongue.
Bleh.
She just gives this kind of odd look, and Lenlen's like, "That's very interesting."
I put my mask back on. We may seem aesthetically strange, but some of us carry hearts of gold, despite our figures.
A
Or I
golden
suppose
heart.
hearts of silver.
Cass.
Yeah.
Can I talk to you for a second?
Yeah.
Why does its tongue look metal?
It's made of metal.
That's all.
Can I perception check this?
Sure.
Hold on. Oh, my perception's trash. Yes, the benefit of no ears.
I don't encounter a lot of metal down here. You know?
Oh, it's from what I understand, I haven't asked if I could actually identify the tongue or anything. But
How far do you think it goes out of his mouth?
Oh, before not very far, but now we think we could go pretty far.
Don't say it like that.
Interesting. Thank you for your help, Cass.
Yeah.
Thank you for the story, Maxwell.
Anytime, O'Tula.
And thank you for being terrifying, Claude.
I try not to be. I do apologize about it.
Well, I'll be back in the morning then, and we can share more stories, and then go see an emperor, I guess?
Just
Indeed.
Okay, Chilletta. And why don't we take our second break here? We're a little late for the break, but we'll take it here. So we're going to need a short break here if you need to use the restroom quickly, bathroom, drink, all that kind of stuff. And we'll be back for the last little bit of the show here as they...
I can't wait to use my
I'll go fast.
stretchy hook.
And that's what we'll break on.